Okay, one more set. I'm doing this the hard way. I probably should just copy the set, but I'm too lazy to do that. So, but yeah, if they made it so that you could exchange money or even items, maybe you could mail them to your alts regardless of the faction. That would be handy. But then I guess that would kind of ruin the purpose of having I guess, a cross-faction auction house and stuff. Because I have seen some of those things. I got like one of those young Buzz Hive thingamabobs. I think it's from a vendor on Dominion side, but I actually found one on the auction house, so I was happy about that. And it was for relatively cheap, so. Yeah, that's what I figured. Because I kind of remember you mentioning it that one other time, but yeah, I usually just say I just say but Destiny is good. Are you all pooped out from looking at all them homes last week? How long did it take you guys to do that? I imagine it was not a short kind of thing, because there was a lot of houses. For those that don't know, I'm talking to Destinia. He was one of the judges for the Geeks of Nexus. I think he was the guest judge, just to kind of make sure everybody was sure that things were going fairly and that kind of. But that is now over. They have posted the results. I think they're working on setting up some videos. I think they mentioned having videos, not just the winner plots, but like their top 10 faves and maybe a compilation of some of, a little bit of all of the entries. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. But, I know putting together videos is not the easiest thing, but yeah, that's a lot of hours. He's saying 2 hours for two, even if it's 4 hours altogether, but maybe an additional 2 to 3. Yeah, I imagine there's probably like a lot of details you wanted to like make sure you caught. And I know Drake has missed a few things, like when she went to the Temple of Duck Moon, which happens to be a guildmate of mine. I was really proud of him for that. I think he was a little shocked that he won the prize for that, but I'm hoping that that will encourage him and others to really continue with that. Him and his significant other, they have a lot of fantastic ideas. In fact, I think she's working on like a what is the thing for Aladdin? Is it Akbar or the one with the Persian like castle temple kind of thing with the, like the bulby and the pointy on the top? I don't know what they're called. Like the Aladdin looking time. It's just in the sand, and she's got all these like little tents and stuff where the market is. And um, I haven't been there recently, but that's where I caught. Yeah, I figure they will. I had another guildmate that had entered that was asking me yesterday about it. So, uh, okay, so that's kind of the countertops, I think, with the little shelving, so they can have like places for extra napkins, cups, that kind of thing. Um, Now I need to figure out if I'm going to have like some kind of a little canopy on top of it or what. I'm kind of waiting on blocking these in until I figure out if I'm going to want that solid. I think solid would be better. It seems to make more sense to me. Let's just go ahead and do that, I guess. Let's make sure we got enough of these. Probably not. Just grab another handful. Flip it around. Well, I appreciate you dropping by. Let's see. I don't want that. There we go. Yeah, in fact, that's where I'm at right now, is at the soccer field. I'm just working on a concession stand right now, just for funsies. Katia gave me a preview of the new field. She's changed the size of it and everything, so mine's still the big size. But I've like installed some nets and a little bit of stadium work, just to kind of give anybody that comes by. But really, I have to say there hasn't been a whole lot of interest on EU side. I've been when I build on my the one that actually owns the plot, I'll like shout in the housing zone chat and say it's open, and I'll give a link to the bit, and there's just nobody who says anything. My guildmates know about it, but a lot of them are kind of ho-hum. I think there's a lot of apprehension right now for the free-to-play transition getting ready to hit. So I'm hoping that once things kind of settle down after that, and people are a little bit more calm and settled in all of the changes that they're going to have to incorporate and adjust to, that maybe then they will be a little bit more open to some extracurricular activities. But like right now, a lot of my guildies are worried about the whole rune system and how expensive it's apparently going to be, and how that's going to affect our progression in the raiding scene. So there's just a lot of distraction right now, I think. In fact, a lot of them has been asking me, why are you even building stuff right now? Because it's going to change. It's like, well, it is and it isn't. It's just going to take some tweaking to kind of get things to adjust. But that's one of the things I loved about how Katia set this up. It's not really going to be bothered by the elevation issues and all that kind of thing. So we'll see how that works. Fingers crossed that folks kind of wake up to it. But right now, there's just not been a lot of interest. Which, yes, it is sad, but I'm hoping that once the free-to-play lands and people get kind of comfortable again, that that will change. I will keep at it. I will keep advertising. I will stream it when I can, and hopefully that will help. So let's see if I do this right again. Copy the first one, second one, and then clone difference. That didn't work, did it? Why did you not work? Oh wait, never mind. I did it wrong. Did you see that? Did you see what I did wrong? I saw what I did wrong. Try it again. So I copied the first one. That was fine. The second one, I did that right. But I forgot to change this. You have to go from 1 to 2. See? I figured out my own mistakes. There we go. Yeah, I hit the difference, but I forgot to set it from the 1 to 2. Like I tell the others, see, I did average that time. Did you see that? I'm like goofing. I think it's because I'm talking at the same time. I'm really bad at multitasking. Try it again. Clone difference. There we go. I have to like say it to myself so I remember what button to push. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to stay busy. I know a lot of people have been saying they're just going to quit on their houses for now until free-to-play hits, and then they'll just go hog wild. But I like to stay busy and see it's a perfect time to learn how to use this tool better. And because I used to be scared of this difference in average stuff, I kind of refused to use it because I never could get it right. But I'm practicing, so I'm hoping that will show. Okay. What was that cloud of dirt? Was that me jumping? Yeah, okay. Oh, that reminds me, when I was doing the tour video for Thovan's plot, the Silverthorn Laboratory, I noticed I had the sound up, which I normally don't when I'm videoing or anything. I was walking on the glass, and it sounds like, have you ever heard a baby wearing a diaper and it's like got that plasticky crunch sound? That's the sound the glass makes. That is, I was kind of shocked at hearing that. I was like, what? It sounds like I'm wearing a plastic diaper or something. Because I was walking on the glass and it was making that crunchy sound. It was really weird. I just thought I'd throw that out there because it was a surprise for me. I usually only turn it up so that I can hear the music. I don't really notice the sound effects too much unless it's a really loud one, and that just kind of shocked me a little bit. Now let's see if this works out okay. Looks like it's going to be a little bit too big. So let's see if we can change that up a little bit. Probably have to use 2 to make it look right, which is okay. Make sure I got enough. Still got some to work with. That's good. My nose is starting to itch again. Okay, so finish off this side, and then I think we'll be done with the countertops, and then we'll think about the canopy for it. We're going to do a flat one that's got like actual some kind of building fabric, or I don't think any of those will work though. I moved it. I didn't mean to move it. Flip it. Okay, so let's copy, move it. Copy. I remembered that time. Well, that's good news, Destinia, that you'll be able to stream soon, hopefully. I've definitely been having fun with it for myself. Mine started out more as kind of a temporary project that's kind of turned into a... Yeah, it would. Most of the events I do are guild related, and they don't really like, they want to keep it just for guild eyes only, so I don't get to really showcase any of that stuff. I wish sometimes I did, but then I'm kind of glad I don't, because that's just extra worries for me. It's usually when I'm hosting, I've got like a dozen windows open for all my notes and all the rules and the explanations of what's going on, and I think I would be just kind of that much more of a head case if I was having to deal with streaming as well. But I wish you luck on that if you get into it, because it's really been a fun experience. Like I said, I really hadn't intended to be doing this regularly, but I started and I just haven't stopped since I started. Kind of become an addict in that way. Okay, so what kind of topping? Oh boy. Let's see. Wish we had some really nifty stuff on the housing vendor, but I understand that a lot of this has to be kind of like general basic stuff, and all the snazzy stuff has to come from special bits. So how should we do this? I really love some round discs. But since we don't have any of that, let's figure out what we could use. Can't use any domes because most of those are occupied by the add-on stuff, so I can't use any of that. I could probably just go with, let's see, I don't think any of the canopy stuff would be really good. Like, awkward, the pieces usually stick out where you don't want them to go. Just trying to think of flat stuff. The floors, those are all right, but they're always, it's just square and I don't know. Let's see, some of the wall stuff, I don't think any of that would really be good. All got extra little doodads on there you don't want, or the shapes are really weird. Yeah, that probably could work. That means I'll have to build it and send it over though, which is another frustration. I wish we could actually create for our alts directly without having to keep switching characters. Otherwise, I'd go and craft it and just send it over and continue building. Yeah, I think I know which ones you're talking about. Let's see. Let's see. The large one, I think. Is it that one that you're talking about? The large one. Triangle one, that's not so handy, and then this one, that one's alright too. But again, the shapes are probably not quite up to snuff there, so I'm going to have to figure out something else. Whoops. Don't want to mess that up. Let's see. Probably going to put in like 4 pillars here, 1 in each corner to support whatever kind of roofing I decide. Let's go ahead and put those in. Again, I don't want to use anything that's already here. I don't know how she's got the whole where it's calculating what is where, so I can't use the Cassian pillars. I don't think there's any other ones. Let me look just to be sure. Because if it's like calculating, you know, to this pillar or to that pillar, I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, I think it's just Cassian pillars that is in here. Used a ton of posters. This is where a search tool would be fantastic for this. I could just look at pillar and it would show me all the pillars that are on there, but I think it would be safe to use, let's see, what other kind of pillars are there? Maybe use the Draken one. The Cassian one would be probably the best because it would match the best, but since I don't want to do that just in case, I'll go with the Draken one, I guess. So we'll get 4 of those going. I don't think we want it that high. either. Just gonna tuck that in about there maybe. Let's bring it out to the corner. Not all the way because I don't want it showing, but pretty close. Something like that. Do the same for the back. I need to remember to finish this off here too. Forgot about that. Shame on me for forgetting. Feels like the housing thing is lagging again. I have to reload. Yeah, basically, you know, a lot of newer builders, they always tell me that like they get intimidated by just the expanse of the possibilities and stuff. But that's why I tell them take a little project at a time. But for the more experienced builders, it's really anything you can imagine you can probably build, you know, if given enough time and everything. Let's see, I'm just gonna, let me do a reload real quick just to kind of get that lagginess out of there. Oops. I spelled reload wrong. Hey, Samson. Glad you could join us. I wasn't sure if you'd be on or not because I know I was a little early. I had to restart my stream though because I was having connection issues. Thankfully, knock on wood, they haven't popped back up again, but it was a bit of a worry earlier. Bones can attest to that because I kept having to reload tons of things to try and get it to stay connected. It kept giving me network connection errors, and it's just the game. Everything else is working fine. It was just the game itself that was working up this morning, which was driving me mad. Let's see. So far, it seems to be good. I mean, it's got the usual lag that it sometimes gets, but beyond that, I really haven't had too many issues the second time, so. We are working on the concession stand for the park, the field. You can see I've been doing a little work since we were on yesterday. Added in some canopy bleachers and stuff, and I told Katia that my seats don't want to cooperate. They don't want to function. There's like maybe one or two that will be able to be seated in, and then the rest are like they don't want to work at all. And it doesn't matter if I use the fixed chairs or nothing, it's just messed up. But I noticed she was having this similar problems, but not with so many. Like practically all of mine just go, forget that, you're not sitting on me today. Yeah, well, used to in the summer when the kids were still out of school, I streamed pretty early then as well. But once school started back up, I kind of went back to my later in the day. And then it just kind of started getting later and later, but why are you like that? That was weird. But I don't know, I just say, if you want to catch me, the best way to do that is to follow my channel and get those notices, because unless it's Wednesday when it's house tour day, I kind of just wing it. It really just depends on my schedule and stuff, what's going on. Okay, So there's that. I'm trying to think how in the world am I going to do this? I think we'll, I love these edge pieces for the hover park thing. Excuse me. And since I already kind of have the scallop thing going on, I'm going to kind of repeat it over here, but a little differently, I think. So we're going to get a bunch of these again. Well, I appreciate the follow if you decided to do so. I don't require it from anybody. I don't really promote it either. I guess that's I'm a lame streamer because I don't really like promote myself too much. I mean, I give links here and there, but it's mostly because I just want people to have access to the stuff if they're interested, especially new builders. I'm really hoping to get more people into the building scene, but let's see. Try it this way. I think this might be trickier because of the angle I've got it at. I don't know if I'll be able to do this proper, but we're going to try it. First, let's bring it up right. Get that right. Let's just straighten this up a little bit first. Then we turn it. That look like a good angle? Looks like it's wrong. There we go. That looks better. And then, yeah, see, this is even going to be trickier because of the way I've got it positioned. Oh, how am I going to do this? This is just going to be really bad. Let's see. We want it to be flush with that, so that's 45, and then we'll rotate. How's that? Wow, all of the numbers changed. Well, I appreciate it, Destiny, I do. Because I know everybody not quite interested in my gobbledygook about what I'm talking about, but just trying to get this sorted, sorta. I think I still got it crooked. Let's see. I think that made it worse. That's definitely worse. How am I trying to change that? Oops. It's probably going to be too hard for me to figure this out. Yeah, I agree with that. It's like the contest that I assume Carbine had plans of reintroducing some of the challenges or contests that they had originally. Hey, cowboy or Sith cowboy. I shouldn't call you cowboy because we actually have another cowboy that comes in sometimes, so I get it confused. I'll just call you Sith. The evil cowboy. But it's I think that there would be even more interest if it was Carbine doing some of the competitions rather than relying completely on the community itself to do that. I mean, it's great that the community comes up with a lot of events, but I think it would be uh, that much more special if Carbine did it too. But, you know, let's. I'm really having trouble here. I hate these angles. I wish I could set it so that it had its own angle. So ignore this. This is just me dorking around again. Oh gosh, I'll get it sorted and then I'll try and the changes the world stuff doesn't help. It's gonna be a pain in the derriere. Gonna see if I can get this sorted in one direction and then I'll rotate it the other way. Yeah, you know, I understand that with them being in the US, they're going to be able to be more readily available for events like that. But I'm just talking, you know, how the housing competitions, they used to have those in the beta, and they had promised that we were going to have that in live as well, but I haven't seen hide nor hair of that. And like I said, you know, we have a lot of community driven events, which is great, but I think it would help even more if Carbine did it as well, not just their little in-game live events, but I'm talking, you know, uh, like there's already a huge fan art community. It would be great if, you know, I know they did the showcases on some of their streams in the past, but like to actually have some kind of contest for that. They had the pumpkin carving contest last year. That would be great if they bring that out again as well. Um, just things like that. Things that, you know, are able to reach, you know, no matter what region you're in. That would be my wish to see more of that, but we'll see. Okay, I'm going to try and do this copy cloney stuff. I'm hoping that'll be long enough. If not, I'm in trouble. Let's see. Link it to this one here. This is probably going to fail miserably, but I'm going to try it anyway. So get this lined up kind of to where I think it should go, and then try and tilt it. I'm really having to just guess at where this should be because I have no idea what the angle really is at. It's ridiculous. It's still crooked. No. I'm not even paying attention to the numbers because I know they're going to be just off, 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 off. Okay, something like that. I'm going to leave it for now because, man, that's just weird. Good morning, Syncropsy. Syncrops. I'm just going to call you Sync because that's just too much of a mouthful for me at this hour. Yeah, I know, Destinia, they did. It's just like some of the other things. They'll say something and then it never comes to anything. It's like the streamer threads and the I think the YouTube one. They talked about, they're building up a database, and it sounded like they were really going to heavily promote. And they only just recently, and I think it's because I was poking them about it, because I was bugging Tony and Dee Dee about it behind the scenes, but they only just recently started like mentioning streamers that were actually showcasing their game. It's like they were missing a big opportunity before by not, playing that out, and now finally they, oh well, okay, I'll try and remember that, Maddie. If I don't, apologies, but I have so much going on in this little brain of mine, a lot of that kind of just dribbles out. So I may not remember, but I'll try. But welcome to the stream. It's just me goofing around. Again, it's a recap, mostly just for the Wildball field. As I mentioned earlier, Kathy's already revised the one for the PTR version. She finally got it to work. The whole game now is functional on the PTR, so it will be ready to go when the transition happens, but I just haven't gotten a hold of that particular add-on yet because there's really no need since that's not live yet. Well, the only thing they've been doing as far as promoting for the streamers that I've seen is when they do their casual Friday stream, which is usually in the evening my time, like 7 or 8. At the end of it, whoever happens to be streaming WildStar at that time, they'll randomly pick one and say, everybody go to that channel. That's their promotion. That doesn't help me any because I don't stream at that hour. So there's no kind of bump for people like me or, others that happen to be watching their stream and not streaming, tough toodlies. So that's a good tip. If you can stream at that hour, like 7, 8 CEST time, then make sure you're on at that time on Fridays, and maybe you'll get lucky and have them send the people your direction, but they just pick a random as far as I know. But yeah, for me, it's pretty meh. It's like I had talked to them about, is there a trick to getting retweeted? Like when we tweet, that we're online or that our show's coming up at a certain hour. It was pretty inconsistent with mine getting retweeted when I did it, but lately they've been a little better about that. But again, our time differences really messed it up because I doubt there's a lot of Carbon people up at the time that I usually stream. So just kind of hit and miss on whether or not you can find somebody that's actually watching the Twitter feed to even notice. But like they posted a tweet, what was it, a few days ago that said, mention your favorite houses and we'll retweet it. I like gave a couple of examples and like a link to the tours that I've done. Nothing. I didn't retweet anything. I was like, well, maybe I got in a little too late. Well, yeah. I've tried to find out if there's any way that I can get some actual physical goodies like some t-shirts and plushies I could give away, but I never did hear back from them after that. They kind of talked about, well, what exactly are you wanting to I said, even bumper stickers, I'll take that. You know, it's a physical thing. People, it's one thing to get a digital code and that kind of stuff, but you know, to have something physical that you can say, "Ooh, WildStar," I can't even get that from him. So, but you know, I asked him, is it because I'm not a really top of the line streamer? You know, I'm not, I don't have like thousands of viewers and thousands of followers. You know, I wanted to know, is that a reason, or is that how they determine who gets the materials? You know, the the sweet swag or whatever. And they assured me that it wasn't the case, but um, beyond that, I really haven't heard anything. But I'll keep at it. Eventually, maybe they'll decide that they better do something, and I'll keep at it. And if they don't want me to haunt their dreams, then they'll fix it. Yeah, that's true. I've been very fortunate in accruing as many as I have. So that's something. But not the trouble, but part of it is there's a lot of streamers that have been streaming for years on other games, and uh, they'll come in and take a lot of that potential viewer pool, and it'll flood to theirs because they're, you know, popular, and yet they don't exclusively stream WildStar. They're more just out for, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those deals. I've seen a lot of that kind of thing, but you just kind of go with it. I like the scallop. I'm hoping that'll work all right. I'm just figuring out how high I need to make it because I don't want the little ends here bumping people so they can't get up to the thing. It's a little awkward having those. That's why I want those little discs or little pieces, the flat pieces, so I don't have to worry about this stupid thing. Okay, I'm going to try and tilt this a little bit more. See if I mess this up. Something drastic. That still looks a little better, sort of. What I'd really like is like a top of a tent, like a carnival tent. That would be awesome. We could get something like that. Little carnival tent tops. That would be good. Yeah, Team Exiles. It still looks crooked though. Dang it. Let me try that again. I'm probably messing this up really big time. Oh well. Like I said earlier, I probably won't leave this. This is just me goofing around just for the fun of it. So I like how it looks from the front. From the back, it looks really crappy because of those spikes sticking out. I'll have to figure out how to hide those. Oh, what to do, what to do. Let's see, maybe scale these up a little. I wonder if that would freak it out. Oh. Not too far off. It's still a little crooked though. Dang it. I'm never gonna get this exactly like I want. Okay. Kind of like so. I wish it stayed blue. I'd love some primary colors of some of these items rather than just the wood and the metal. I get so bored of the wood and the metal. Yeah, sorry, Span. I'm on EU side. There's no happiness. You probably could. Do you have access to the PTR? You could probably, I would say if you have access to PTR, go to, I think it's Katia Stadium. That's the newer version of the field, and Katia's play on the bleachers and stuff. If you want to see mine up close, you could go to Coach Carrot on there. No, I think I'm still busy sending it over to the PTR. It may actually be ready to set up. I'll try and get that set up after I stop streaming this morning. But definitely pay a visit to Katia Stadium. It's let me just send that. I assume she's got it open to the public. I think it was. I don't think I was her neighbor or anything at the time when I went to have a look. But that's her version of the field. But hers is specifically, the field is she's made it smaller and revised. She's actually added netting and stuff too, like I have. Hers is a little better looking because I'm trying to leave hers pretty much untouched because I'm afraid if I adjust some of these poles or something, it might kind of throw the add-on into a frenzy or something. Because I don't know really how she does the coding stuff, so I don't want to touch anything that shouldn't be moved. So, but that'll be her version. Later today, mine should be available. You can probably catch it on there this afternoon or tomorrow if you're headed off to bed or something. But I'll try and make it the same name, Coach Carrot, so that you'll be able to check it out there. It won't have the food stand that I just added this morning. So yeah, I've heard people talking about that, Destinia, but I don't know how that's going to work. So any suggestions on how I can cover up this back? I've got to figure out something for this because that just looks, gosh, awful. Maybe need something that can cover from here to here. That would be good. I wonder. Let's plop one of these out here just for the heck of it. I'm gonna test an idea. Why is, I don't know what angle that's supposed to be at. I'm horrible at these angles. I should have built this straight first and then turned it, but I didn't. I knew I was going to be using like a ton of pieces, and I didn't want to go through the pain of trying to link it all up together and then to have it move and then it go boom, and it's just, I knew it was going to be bad. So let's see, I'm gonna shrink this up a bit. This is the test. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. think that might be alright. I can still get under it, so that's good. Now the trick is trying to figure out how I want to finish it off. I don't know. The ramps fitting in the front holes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. We'll see. Let's push this midway, I guess. Looks like I'll need a couple of them to go all the way across. Wait, spell straight right. Like large. Just grab a few extras. May not need them all, but just to be safe. Well, I don't know. We'll see if it turns out alright. I may end up changing it again because it just might not work. Why is that come in super large? I asked Katya about that. She says sometimes it just doesn't remember the size. Looks kind of clunky to me, but we'll see. If I can finish it in, maybe it'll look better. And not so weird. Of course, I have to offset it a bit because I'm going to do the blinky thing. Don't offset it. Okay, so still good on the collision, no problems getting up under there. Let's see. Try one of these here. As you guys can tell, I'm pretty much, I work on the fly here because I don't really have a plan. And that's how most of my projects are. More so if it's my own project, I'm just kind of playing around. I just kind of wing it. Maybe 70. Better. Maybe less than that. Try 65. Maybe 60. Still kind of on the tall side, isn't it? Not gonna quite, so probably gonna need more than one just to fill in the end. But that's okay, we can handle it. A lot of pieces just for this little porky roof. Oh gosh. Probably other pieces I could use to do this better, but oh well. I'm in wrong. Don't do that. Okay, how many of those do I still got left? Just one. Let me just buy a few more. Since I know I will be using it. Probably could have tried a medium, but I didn't. So I'm stuck with the shorts. Love the copy clone tool. Okay, kind of like that. I hate the weird shapes. Ugh, I gotta do it again on the other side. Maybe. Let's see, do I have another one of those? Oh, I still got 4. Okay, we're good. I'm probably making this more complicated than it really is, but it's, you know, one of those things, hindsight, you think, oh, I could have done that in fewer pieces. If, you know, maybe if I tried to block in the whole side instead of just the single, that would be easier. I will try that on this side and see how that looks. And then I'll go, oh yeah, I should have done it that way the first time, but I didn't. I know there's a little bit of offsetting, but that's mostly just, again, to avoid that flickering. I can't stand the flickering stuff, so let's try the short piece again, but we're going to leave it big for the time being to see if we can maybe use it a little more efficiently this time. The thing I was trying to do was to keep the wood the same direction, so see if I can keep up. I don't know, that still might not work. So that's like a perfect square, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I say perfect. Some of their stuff, the wooden planks, they're not like exactly straight, which I can't stand. The metal planks, they're not straight. You'd think the metal would at least be straight. The wood, I can kind of see if it's a little warped, but no. Even the metal is all funkied up. I don't mean to complain a lot. There's a lot of great stuff in the housing, but it's just little things like that gets frustrating. Oh well, I think I'm going to end up having to use 4 anyway. It's just an odd shape. Of course, this doesn't help. When it doesn't behave. like a patchwork of wood. Okay, so now I need to put this other side on there to close that up. Just checking. Got that about the same on either side. What I may do is change this to over here. I think it'll make more sense having it attached to the main part. Probably a lot of mismatching underneath, but possibly, but I think it'll be all right. I don't think most people bother looking up. Okay, so we kind of got that patched together as well. What I really probably should do is move all of this forward a bit and have it hook up with this one, and then move this rear one to the front. But since I don't want to do that, it's fewer pieces. If I just move this pole, I'm gonna move it here. It would probably be better if that canopy was more out over the people. What I may do is see if I can get it all to link together properly, and if I can, then we'll move it, and if not, then we'll just say screw that. And so we've got these this bit here linked up. I think we'll leave it alone for the moment and just see if I can get all these pieces together. So we'll use this one as our main and just start linking stuff up to it and see if I can manage to grab everything that needs to be grabbed. Thankfully, these pieces, when you link them up, they will look purple, so it'll be easier to spot what isn't selected yet. One thing I've noticed with like the seats, I can't tell that they turn purple. If they do, it's kind of a weird purple because it doesn't seem to indicate as well as some of these other pieces. Okay, let's try this bit in the back. So I'm not so concerned how it evens up in the back as I am in the front. So, okay, moment of truth. Did I click everything that needs to be clicked? Looks like I caught it all. Now the really big test is whether or not this will move properly as one unit without everything kind of resizing funny. Seems to be going all right. We'll drop that in there, and then we'll just move this hopefully out. So it'd be better if we had like some rainbow colors we could change, you know, some blue and some red, like a little a cloth canopy instead of the wood. But that'll do. That'll do all right, I guess. Maybe lower this down a little bit. Not too much because I don't want those stupid spiky things showing either. That is something to worry about. So that looks all right. So there's a skeleton of a snack shop thing. Now I could try and make some adjustments to the floor and stuff, but I think that'll change up too much in the front as well, so I don't want to do that. So I'll leave this the same length, but I'll just, the back's not all fully extended, which I'm okay with that. I could go through the trouble of expanding this even further just to make it even, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm happy with how it looks from the front for sure, so that is good. Alrighty, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it good for today. It's already almost 10 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm going to have to get busy with some other stuff. I've got laundry to do and, you know, all that real life housing stuff that nobody wants to do. Maybe if it was as entertaining as this, I would be a little bit more happy about it, but it's not, so just one of those things that's got to be done. But I appreciate those that dropped by and had a chat with us. It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoy these little sneak peeks. Hopefully sometime soon we'll be able to do some streaming of some matches on EU side. It really just depends on if folks get excited about the Wildball thing. I've been adverting it in the Housing Zone chat from time to time. I've got it linked in the forums. I've got a whole little write-up reverting back, you know, relinking back to Katya's original discussion thread. So far, not much response, but like I said, I figure a lot of people are kind of in a mood, a funk, because of the free-to-play getting ready to hit very, very soon. So there's going to be some fluctuation there. So we probably won't do like an official thing, but maybe if some of my guildies this week decide to kind of kick back a little bit and everything, maybe I can catch some footage there, but no guarantees. But probably for the rest of the week I'll continue with just doodling around on some of the decorations here just to keep myself occupied until the free-to-play gets ready to hit. I think the latest word from Dee Dee was that they're planning on shutting down the CBT the 28th. It could be sooner, it could be later, but they're looking at the 28th as the shutoff period for the CBT. So, and then of course the 29th is when free-to-play launches. So those couple of days are going to be pretty hectic for a lot of people. It's already kind of a downer right now because they just recently shut down the AH and the commodities exchange, so a lot of people are kind of frazzled about that. Then you got all the gear changes coming, the rune changes coming, so a lot of people are going to be fretting over their character and getting it prepped and re-ready for raid activity and stuff. So there's going to be a whole lot going on, but hopefully we can ride the waves and survive and hopefully come out for the better when it's all said and done. Yeah, Samson, I kind of figured you would be kind of late on that because of your finger. I showed my husband that picture. I actually looked at it. It's really gross. I'm so happy that you sent me that because that was disgusting, having those wires all sticking out of it. But yeah, I anticipate probably this whole next month will be kind of a wish-wash of emotion and activity and just a big mass confusion, because when you have an influx of a lot of people, new people, there's going to be repeated questions left and right. People are going to get sick of hearing the same questions over and over. Then you've got the whole issues of, you've got a lot of guilds that are actively raiding right now that are going to have to kind of put that on hiatus until all of their members get their gear back up into order again. So there's a lot of issues going on, so I don't really expect anything to really settle for this, at least this first month. It may be longer, but I hope that just doesn't discourage folks. I hope people are willing to give a little patience when this whole thing hits. But in the meantime, I will continue to stream. We'll still be doing housing stuff. I'm still planning to do the weekly tours. In fact, we've got exiles up for tomorrow. In fact, I'll be doing some random house visits this afternoon to kind of see if I can find some new ones that we can look at. I've got a few on the list already, but I'd like to have plenty of extras just in case. Barring any technical issues like I had this morning earlier, we should be good to go for the week. Again, we'll be coming back to the Wildball field to do a little bit more decorating just for the fun of it. I'll probably end up changing some of it once the free-to-play hits and she helps me adjust the field and everything, but we'll tackle that when we get to it. As I mentioned earlier, the CBDC that's going on for my guild, that is the custom built decor challenge that I hold every month, that's coming to a close today, so that means probably Thursday or Friday we'll be doing a quick little tour of the entries for that. This challenge's theme was swimming pool, so we had members try and create their own version of a swimming pool using whatever decor they could get a hold of. Really some interesting entries, so that should be fun. Not as many entries as I was hoping, but again, with all of the stuff that's been going on in game, a lot of people's heads have been elsewhere, so it's not surprising. It's disappointing, but not surprising. And then, of course, come the first of the month, we'll be striking up a new CBDC. And this one's going to be having a special theme in celebration of our coming into the holiday seasons and activities and events going on. So hopefully they'll have a little fun with that, and we'll see a bit more activity in that regard. Yeah, the way I understand it, there's like a whole, it's going to be an extended maintenance, but they're going to try and get the client that we're going to need, they're going to make it available ahead of when the realms are supposed to be back up. So that gives people enough time to download it and everything. Because apparently it's a pretty big patch or whatever. I don't know if they've given any specific day or time. All I've heard so far is that they're looking at the 28th being the day that they're going to shut down the CBT. So beyond that, I really couldn't say. I would just recommend scouring the dev tracker for sure, or just keeping an eye out on the forums and Twitter. I know they do some posting on Reddit and stuff, but I don't even go there. I watch the Twitter feeds and the dev trackers, my main two things, for trying to keep on the latest info coming from the devs. But yeah, it's going to be a kind of a roller coaster ride, I think. Hopefully we can ride it out good though. But like I said, we got the CBDC stuff coming up. We've got the tours tomorrow. We got the Wildball project that I'm kind of doing. I've got a guildie that I'm starting to help with his post-apocalyptic themed place. So even though I just finished Thovan's plot with the laboratory and stuff, I already have another one lined up for taking its place. So there's still lots going on, and of course, I do have a plot that I'm working on for a guild event for the end of, or near the end of next month. But I'm kind of leaning towards not showing any building on that. I will probably give a tour later when I actually open it up, but I'm trying to keep it a surprise for my guildmates, so I'm gonna probably keep it private for a while. Just to kind of build up the anticipation for the event and everything. But I'll definitely do a tour of it later, probably on the stream and stuff. Yeah, beyond that, I do have already in mind for my next project after the Shades Eve period passes. So I'm already doing a lot of research for that, and I got a big plan on that, so that should be so I got lots of projects to go on, so it should keep us busy and have a lot of fun with that. Thanks for dropping by, Bones. Have fun at the meeting. Yeah, just make sure you've got the PTR client and not the live client. There's a link in my Twitch channel page on the resources section. Right at the top of that list is the PTR info page. You should be able to find the client linked on that page. It's a news article directly from Carbine themselves, just to make sure you're downloading the right one. I've noticed a lot of people having trouble with that, and it's usually that's the reason. No problem, Candice. I hope you get in okay. And if you don't, if you still have problems, be sure and drop into the forums. There's an actual free-to-play discussion forum section. Go there and post your troubles either in the bug section or the general, and they'll direct you, give you some helpful advice on getting to that. Or you could try contacting customer support directly. Either should work. Just to, don't expect immediate response from CS, because with all of the newcomers coming in, such as yourself, the queue for response time is probably going to be a little longer than usual. Typically, they get to you within a matter of hours, but it can go a little longer when the queues are pretty big. So, but good luck with that. I hope you get in, and I hope you enjoy your time there. Okay, so thanks guys for dropping in, and I hope you have a good day today. I know it's Tuesday and it's already feeling like a really long week, like it's dragging out already, but hopefully we make it through smoothly and not too apprehensively, because like I said, we've got the patch hitting next week, so we're down to a week to go. It's so close we can almost taste it, and hopefully it doesn't turn out to be a sour taste. We want it to be a good sweet and yummy transition. So I bid you guys a good day. I will be back tomorrow. Since tomorrow is tour days, it will not be until 1 p.m. CEST time. That's when I stream on Wednesdays, and we'll be visiting some exile homes. Like I said, I got a few already on my list, but I'll be checking out some others to add to that, so that we have at least 3 or 4 that we can check out. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.